The wonderful, the mysterious Hyderabadi awesome naan. Our national soup is Muligatwany soup. This soup became very popular when the Britishers left India. The Hyderabadi Naan is famous for these marks. When you have a beautiful soup, look at the bread. Namaste, Salam Alaikum, Sat Sri Akal. Welcome back to another session with your Vahchef. And today we're going to learn the wonderful, the mysterious Hyderabadi awesome naan. And also we're going to learn our national soup. How many of you know what our national soup is? Do you think rasam? Do you think tomato? Or what soup? Many of you may not know. So I want to make this recipe again. Our national soup is Muligatwany soup. In lot of classy restaurants around the world, Muligatwany soup is served. But in India, only in 5-star hotels I have seen this recipe being served, and even in some hotels they do have. For this, we're going to add some butter. In this, we're going to add pepper. The muliga means pepper. Thanni means water. The pepper water literally means Muligatwany. Some cumin, we're going to saute it in butter. In this, we're going to add chopped garlic, some chopped ginger, some chopped onion. This much of onion is good enough. We're going to saute it a little bit. Whether you make vegetable stock or you make the chicken stock, whatever one, you can use a good stock. Basically a stock is you take water, you put some bay leaves, some peppercorn, some ginger, garlic and lot of leftover vegetables, cut them into pieces. The final liquid with all the flavors is a very good stock. In this, we still are going to add some vegetables to give it a very nice taste. That is leeks. If you don't have leeks, you can skip this. And celery. See, these are now available in India all over. By adding these vegetables, you get really nice extra flavor. In this, I'm going to add just a little bit water so that it doesn't burn down. And I'm going to add more vegetables. Add carrots. In this, I'm also going to add tomato to get that nice extra flavor. The another fruity flavor is apple. So Muligatwany means basically Tamil word. A little bit of the history. This soup became very popular when the Britishers left India. They loved rasam and sambar so much that they made a soup out of it, which they called Muligatwany or Muligatwany. In this, we're going to add the stock. We're going to let these vegetables cook till they are nice and soft. When these vegetables are getting cooked, you can add dal. I added turmeric to this dal and I used Toor Dal and Chana Dal also. Add into this. Let all of this cook well. While this soup is boiling, I am going to add some curry leaf also for the flavor in this. After letting this cook for around 1 hour, all the vegetables, everything has become soft. And what we're going to do is we need to make the paste out of these vegetables. So let's drain out all the solids. Here, all the solids, we're going to let it slightly cool down, then put it in a blender and make a nice paste out of it. And then again, we're going to add it with the liquid and then we're going to finish the soup. Now I have made the puree and it's made fine. I want it to be further strained. In this, whatever the stock we removed earlier, use that and now you will have a beautiful thick, whatever the soup you want ready. If you want, you can also add a little bit more stock and make this into a nice, absolutely tasty Muligatwany soup. Add the salt, the seasoning, the pepper, everything is already there. Let's taste this. It's got the sweetness from the apple and the celery and the leeks, and this is too good. In this, we can add some coconut milk and this will also give a very nice flavor. This is a perfect Muligatwany soup. For a lot of Indian restaurants, owners and whoever watching this video, please introduce our national soup and make it fresh and serve it so people should fall in love with this soup. The soup is all ready. We're going to add the cream. So always, some of the soup into the cream. This is all ready. My Muligatwany soup is ready. Let's get into our naan. For making good naan, we need khamir. Khamir means yeast. We're going to take some yeast. In this, we're going to add warm water. Why? Because the yeast gets dissolved in warm water. In this, we're going to add sugar. This sugar is food for yeast. When somebody is very hungry, you give food, what will happen? Now the yeast is going to get very active and look at it. The yeast is slowly getting dissolved and this water is nice and warm. In this, we can add 2-3 cups of Maida. Half a cup of atta. We're going to add more water. we're going to make this into a nice soft dough. This dough is nice and soft. Look at it. This has to be sticky like this. First, we're going to knead the dough. After you knead it well, it has to kind of become stretchy. You add some oil. Again, knead it well. We're going to make it into a shape and let it rest. After keeping this dough for 2-3 hours for resting, you look at it, the size has doubled, and this one has lot of air bubbles. If I knead it again, it will become half the size. So for this, add some flour on the table. We're going to take this dough. Once I remove it, lot of the gas is escaping. Look at it. Add some more flour, roll it into a nice sheet. Not fat like this, not too thin, a sheet like this. Then I'm going to cut this and I'm going to show you how to make the Hyderabadi Naan. They use a comb to make this naan. Now I'm going to show you how the comb gives that little bit designs that they need. But first, let's cut. If you don't have a cutter, this is good enough for the size for Hyderabadi Naan. This is going to measure. I'm just going to cut one side. So we're going to cut it like this, and then we're going to make this naan. After you're done with this, very carefully lift it and arrange it in a tray. The size is slightly modified, and same thing, we're going to do it. Always remember, leave some space because these again will slightly increase in size. What we usually do is, we take a muslin cloth which is slightly wet, and then we just cover it up so that it doesn't dry out. I'm going to leave it for another half an hour so that it again aerates a little bit. Naan is slightly increased in the size and become nice and soft, very delicate. Now you can't lift it. Take a comb, marks like this. The Hyderabadi Naan is famous for these marks. It is also famous for ungli baji. Hyderabadis are big ungli bajis like this. That is perfect. And after it is done, it will look very nice. There is something called egg wash to get a nice shine. Usually they do it just with sugar and water, or else you take a little bit of egg and then add some sugar and just mix it. That little bit of sugar will give a very nice color on top of the breads, whatever you make. This is like half an egg and almost half a liter of water. So what we do in the hotels, we take a muslin cloth like this, dip it in the egg wash, and when we make a lot of breads, we do this method. If it is a single bread like this, you can take just a brush and do it. But for the lot of breads, you can't just individually you can do. So what we do is, we just take the thing and on the top of it, one round. This bread is given a nice egg wash. Now we're going to put it in the oven till we get a nice golden color on this bread, and it will be fantastic. After this is done, when this is made in a 5-star hotel, we do butter wash. Butter wash is, you just take the butter and give it a nice wash, and this also will give a very nice shine. These breads, look at them. They are super hot. They are just perfect. The Hyderabadi Naan is all ready. Soups have to be served hot. If you don't serve hot, they are not soups at all for me. When order comes, we pour the hot soup into a plates. Even the plates are hot. So look at them. We usually put the soups in a bain-marie, but this soup is not complete. So in a vegetarian soup, just some rice, this beautiful brown onion, some coriander. The soup is ready to be had. When you have a beautiful soup, usually they eat a normal bread, but look at the bread. See, this is nice and soft, but very hot. First, let's enjoy the soup, then we'll go for the naan. With this rice and this soup, I'm telling you, this is just the best soup was made at ITC those days. This is to be so good. Next, I'm going to show you how to serve the chicken Muligatwany soup. Serving the chicken Muligatwany soup, we usually have some of the chicken that has been scraped off from making the chicken stock or something like that. We pour in the hot soup. Beautiful. The chicken pieces should be put a little bit nice and hot, and when we serve the chicken, we don't serve the rice. The brown onions is a must. In this, a little bit of coriander. The bread is nice and soft. Look at the aeration that you will find in any regular bread, but this one is a lot more tasty. This is way too hot. In my cooking show, just like when I ate at home, I time it well. So my bread is, wow. nice, hot and perfect. The chicken pieces along with it. This is so good. Just for the sake of it being Indian national soup, you have to share it with your family, friends, and on your social media, WhatsApp and all that. And always make the best of the best food. Eat best of the best food. Why this gets the best of the best flavor? Because it's Hyderabadi. And time to comb my hair now. Keep watching my shows and keep saying whatever.